Hello everyone. Welcome to Tunes and Talk. My name is Jason. And if you've been here before, welcome back. If you haven't been here, I'm so glad you found my channel. Welcome to January. As a matter of fact, I'm recording this on January 12th, so we are already done with more than a third of the first month of 2021. Gosh, it doesn't seem possible, does it? Seemed like just a moment ago we were all sitting at home doing nothing on New Year's Eve. That's not true. We were all sitting at home being safe on New Year's Eve, and that is important. And what a first third of the month it has been. Gosh, our pandemic COVID case rates are skyrocketing, it's just exploding. We had a domestic terrorist attack on our nation's capital, which was horrifying, instigated by some rabid creamsicle that should have been out of there, by the next morning. But don't get me started on that, because this is all about music and mindless chatter and fun stuff. So we're going to put all of that nastiness aside for the next hour or so and have a few tunes and have a little talk. So get comfortable, get your beverage of choice. Mine happens to be throat coat tea with a little bit of slippery elm and licorice root, which gives it the wonderful flavor of anise. I love the flavor of anise. Frankie's Italian Bakery and Cafe in Cathedral City, where I sang at open mic, and with my best pal Tony had a cabaret show back in 2019. Gosh, it sounds odd to say that, back in 2019. They make the best anise toast. It's like an anise biscotti you have ever had. So if you like anise, you know where to go now. I'm gonna kick it off with an old favorite from the Little River Band. Sing along at home with me, won't you? Even if you sing badly, still sing along. Who cares? It's all about having fun. Friday night, it was late, I was walking you home. We got down to the gate and I was dreaming of the night. Would it turn out right? How to say to you that I want to build my world around you. Tell you that it's true. I want to make you understand I'm talking about a lifetime plan. That's the way it began. We were hand in hand. Glenn Miller's band was better than before. We yelled and screamed for more. And that border tune made us dance across the room. It ended all too soon. And on the way back home, I promised you'd never be alone. I said to myself, when we're old, we'll go dancing in the dark, walking through the park and reminiscing. Friday night was late, I was walking you home. We got down to the gate and I was dreaming of the night. Would it turn out right? Now as the years roll on, Each time we hear our favorite song, the memories come along. Older times we're missing, spending the hours reminiscing. I said to myself, when we're old, we'll go dancing in the dark, walking through the park and reminiscing. And as the years roll on and on, each time we hear our favorite song, you know those memories come along. Those older times we're missing, spending the hours reminiscing. You and me, thinking about the way it used to be, reminiscing. Just reminiscing. Reminiscing, the Little River Band. I love the Little River Bands. They had so many good hits. My favorites being Reminiscing and Cool Change, which I've also done here on Tunes and Talk. Time for cool change. I know that it's time for a cool change. They had But Hang On, Help Is On the Way, and of course, Lady, Let Me Take a Look at You Now. Yeah, Lady. Lots of good music from the Little River Band. Now, I actually grew up in the southeast, in East Tennessee, and there actually is a little river. It's called the Little River. And whether or not that had anything to do with a group naming themselves, I have no idea. But I often wondered if it did. Now, this next tune is from one of my favorite country singers. Even though she has retired, she had a career of about 39 or 40, I think maybe just under 40, at least 38 years, probably just under 40 years in the biz, was managed that entire time by her father. Go figure, but of course she started very, very young. And a very accomplished lady. She can play about 5 different musical instruments. She can sing like there's no tomorrow, and she can even fly a plane. Her name is Barbara Mandrell. And you may remember back in sometime in the 70s, she had a TV show, Barbara Mandrell and the Mandrell sisters. Her sisters, Earlene and Louise, they were with her. But Barbara was always a star. And the most talented of the 3 by far, I thought. I took a vacation down by the ocean, but it's no fun with a heart that's broken. Ooh, baby, I wish you were here. I see lovers walking on the beach at sunset. I turn to you, I guess I'm just in the habit. Ooh, baby, I wish you were here. I wish you were here. I've gotta be honest, it's no fun alone drinking pina coladas. I wish you were here, but you're with another, and it's gonna be a long, lonely summer. If I knew where you were, I'd send you a postcard, having a blue time, so lonely, so far. Ooh, baby, I wish you were here. Ooh, baby, I wish you were here. I wish you were here. I've gotta be honest, it's no fun alone drinking those pina coladas. I wish you were here, but you're with another, and it's gonna be a long, lonely summer. Got myself undressed, put all the lights out, drew back the covers, I'm going to bed now. Ooh, baby, I wish you were here. Ooh, baby, I wish you were here. Ooh, baby, I wish you were here. Actually, I wish everyone would just stay home so we can get this pandemic over with, so we can get out and sing together again at open mic and karaoke, and we can go see each other's cabaret shows and all that wonderful fun stuff. I have so many incredibly gifted singer friends. My best pal Tony Romano, Julia Lazzari, who sings like an angel, Eve Holmes, Francesca Amari, Jeff Stewart, Keisha D, Alan Jensen. The list just goes on and on and on and on, and so much talent here in our beautiful Coachella Valley. It's amazing that so much talent could all fit in one little place, especially when it is still all mutually encouraged. Luckily, in my experience, I have not encountered a lot of sniping and jealousy and backbiting and all that crap that might go on in other cities. The performer community, as I have experienced it here in the Palm Springs area, is wonderfully supportive and appreciative of one another's gifts. So, in other words, we stand by one another. And as last time I sang this, I'll send this out to one of my best friends back east. This goes out to Vicky, and she knows why. When the night has come and the land is dark and the moon is the only light we'll see, for I won't be afraid, no, I won't be afraid, just as long as you stand by me. Darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Oh, stand now. Stand by me. Stand by me. If the skies that we look upon should tumble and fall, or the mountains should crumble to the sea, I won't cry, I won't cry, I won't shed a tear, just as long as you stand by me. So darling, darling, stand by me, oh, stand by me. Oh, stand stand now, stand by me. Stay by me, oh, stay by me. Oh, stand now, stand by me, stand by me. Whenever you're in trouble, just stand by me. Oh, stand by me, stand by me, stand by me, stand by me. The great Ben E. King, Stand By Me. Terrific song. Dreadful movie. And yes, I know I'm in the minority on that. A lot of people that I have met throughout the years, oh, they love that movie. They love Stand By Me. And I'm like, it's horrible. Seriously, it's like one of the 3 worst movies I've ever seen in my life. Yeah, it was all I could do to force myself to finish it, and then I wanted my 2 hours back. Of course, now, one of the reasons is that any movie that includes a vomit scene just should not be made. I mean, nobody wants to see that, okay? Nobody needs to see it in real life. We certainly don't need to see it recreated on the big screen, especially a group vomit scene. Yeah, let's not have any more of those type of movies being made, and it'll be a much pleasanter world. So, oh my goodness, this next song, I have literally never sung before. I pulled it up. I always thought about it because I love Dan Fogelberg, such an incredibly accomplished artist. And tonight, as I was putting my song list together, I thought, you know, I'm sure there's a karaoke track on YouTube. Let me give this a shot. And I pulled it up and just sort of sang about half of it through one time before I started recording this video. And I said, you know, I'm going to do it. This song, so forgive me if I'm staring at lyrics instead of you, because I'm only on the lyrics. But this song is one that Dan Fogelberg wrote for and about his father, and maybe it will strike a chord for you and your father, or the memories of your father if he has already passed. Only child alone and wild, cabinet maker's son. His hands were meant for different work, and his heart was known to none. He left his home and went his lone, solitary way. And he gave to me a gift I know I never can repay. Quiet man of music, denied a simpler fate. He tried to be a soldier once, but his music wouldn't wait. He earned his love through discipline, a thundering velvet hand. His gentle means of sculpting souls took me years to understand. The leader of the band is tired and his eyes are growing cold, but his blood runs through my instrument and the song is in my soul. My life has been a poor attempt to imitate the man, I'm just a living legacy, the leader of the band. My brothers' lives were different, for they heard another call. One went to Chicago, and the other to St. Paul. And I'm in Colorado, and I'm not in some hotel, living out this life I chose and come to know so well. Thank you for the music and your stories of the road. Thank you for the freedom when it came my time to go. Thank you for the kindness and the times when you got tough. Papa, I don't think I said I love you near enough. The leader of the band is tired and his eyes are growing old, but his blood runs through my instrument and his song is in my soul. My life has been a poor attempt to imitate the man. I'm just a living legacy, the leader of. I'm a living legacy, the leader of the band. Of the band, the great Dan Fogelberg, who I got to see in concert in 1995, along with an opening act, a young lady named Eliza Gilkison. I don't know whatever happened to her. I've never heard of her since, but she was amazing. She was really, really good. It was an acoustic concert, all acoustic. Dan's band had all acoustic instruments. And she came out, Eliza, and just her and an acoustic guitar. And as Lavonda from Sordid Lives would say, she just sang the shit out of those songs. She sang, oh, forgive my profanity, but you know, my channel. I try not to say anything that would be scarring for children, but in my house growing up, I certainly heard that word a time or 200. Oh my goodness, what's next? This song, which I love, I don't sing anything I don't like. That's a rule for me. People have often told me, oh, you should sing this song. You've got a great voice for it. Oh, this song would be good for your style. If I don't like the song, I don't care if it's good for my voice. I don't care if it's good for my style. If I don't like the song, forget it. Life's too short to sing stuff you don't like. This one was recorded by a country crossover group called Gloriana. It's sung as a duet, so just picture me as two people, okay? Rock you off just a little after midnight, sat in my car while you turned off the porch light. I should have kissed you, I should have pushed you up against the wall, I should have kissed you, just like I wasn't scared at all. I Turned off the car, ran through the yard, back to your front door. Before I could knock, you turned the lock, met me on the front porch, and I kissed you. Good night. Now that I've kissed you, it's a good night, baby, good night. You couldn't see me watching through the window, wondering what went wrong, praying that you wouldn't go. You should have kissed me. You should have pushed me up against the wall. You should have kissed me. I was right on the edge, ready to fall. Then you turned off your car, ran through the yard, back to my front door. Before you could knock, I turned the lock, met you on the front porch, and you kissed me. Good night. Now that you kissed me, it's a good night, baby, good night. I turned off the car, ran through the yard, back to your front door. Half scared to death, can't catch my breath. Aren't these the moments we live for? I kissed you. Good night. Now that I've kissed you, it's a good night, baby, good night. 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 Gloriana, kissed you good night. Isn't that a great song? And haven't we all been there at some point? God, I remember the first time I kissed a girl. I was terrified. Of course, back then, little did I know why. Years later, the first time I kissed a guy, I was also terrified too, but for a different reason. Now I'm not terrified at all to kiss a guy. Unless he's a really bad kisser. I am very big on kissing. For me, that is a wonderful expression of intimacy. And so yeah, if a guy's a bad kisser, kick to the curb, baby. Sorry. We can be friends, but beyond that ain't happening. Probably more information than you wanted to know. Can you tell I'm in a good mood tonight? I am in a good mood. Let's see, what's next? How about, well, we have to have at least a little heartbreak, because you know I love my heartbreak ballads. I'm a ballads guy. So here is a song, an old song. I think I only ever tried to sing this once, maybe a dozen years ago at karaoke, and it wasn't the right arrangement for me, and it was bad. But luckily it was really late, and there was like nobody there except me and the bartender, so, and he was fine. He was a good kisser. Again, too much information. But this song has been recorded by so many people, Among them, Clay Aiken and Shirley Bassey, two artists that I adore, and the Carpenters, who, if you watched any of these, you know I'm a huge Carpenter fan, and that's whose arrangement this is. So I'm going to give this a shot. Hopefully it'll come out better than it did 12 years ago. There was a man, a lonely man, who lost his love through his indifference. A heart that cared, that went unshared, until it died within his silence. And solitaire's the only game in town, and every road that takes him down. And by himself it's easy to pretend he'll never love again. And keeping to himself he plays the game. Without love it always ends the same. While life goes on around him everywhere, he's playing solitaire. A little hope goes up in smoke, just how it goes without saying. There was a man, a lonely man, who would command the hand he's playing. And solitaire's the only game in town, and every road that takes him down. By himself it's easy to pretend he'll never love again. And keeping to himself he plays the game. Without love it always ends the same. While life goes on around everywhere, he's playing solitaire. And solitaire's the only game in town, and every road that takes him down. While life goes on around him everywhere, he's playing solitaire. Solitaire. Always loved that song. And the Carpenters' arrangement, their recording of it is terrific. Shirley Bassey's is is probably my favorite, although Clay Aiken just knocked it out of the park too. It's hard to go wrong on a song like that. Really, really time-tested classic, a tried and true classic. Jump back over here to my media player. Have just a little bit more heartbreak by way of Reba McEntire. This is one of my favorites of hers. No heartbreak like country heartbreak, right? Thousands of people live in this town, and I had to run into him. When I saw him there on that busy street, those feelings came back again. There was nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. He walked up to me, looked in my eyes, and still the world stood still. I couldn't move, and all I could feel was this aching in my heart, saying I loved him still. He said, how have you been? It's great to see you again. You're really a sight for sore eyes. I said, I can't complain. Oh, I'm doing fine. We talked as the people rushed by. We laughed about old times and all we went through. That's when he hugged me and said, I've missed you. And still the world stood still. I couldn't move, and all I could feel was this aching in my heart, saying I loved him still. That's when she walked up to him. He said, this is my wife. I gave my best smile, but I was dying inside. He said, we've got to go now. It's getting late. It was so good to see you. And then they walked away, and still our world stood still. I couldn't move, and all I could feel was this aching in my heart, saying I loved him still. Reba. You know, she is one of the top 10 best-selling recording artists of all time. Just a few years ago, maybe 5-6 years ago, I think she was the seventh biggest-selling female recording artist of all time. Very prolific. I have a ton of her music. I really love a lot of her stuff. I sing a lot of her stuff. That's probably my favorite. Yeah, that be it. How about one more new one? Speaking of top-selling female recording artists of all time, the lady that recorded this is my favorite female recording. Well, male or female, she is my favorite recording artist of all time, period. Beautiful, talented singer, actress, producer, entrepreneur, and, believe it or not, fashion designer. Her name is Diana Ross, the boss, Miss Ross. I love her movies. Love every song she's ever recorded. And this brings the two of those facets of her talent together. This is the theme from Mahogany, her movie from 1975, which I love. If you've never seen it, absolutely you should. It is in my opinion, a classic. And she plays a young, aspiring fashion designer named Tracy St. James. And she wears so many beautiful clothes in the movie. And what a lot of people didn't know, still don't know, is that Diana Ross actually did design herself all of the clothes she wore in the movie. It also stars Billy D. Williams, who, quite frankly, I was not impressed with him in that film. I didn't buy him as a local politician. But it also stars Anthony Perkins, who gives a killer performance, no pun intended, but really powerhouse performance by Anthony Perkins. And of course, Diana is just exquisite. I love this song. I think it's one of her best recordings. Honestly, except for in the car or the shower, I have never sung this before in my life because I don't think I really can. Because it's probably going to be too high for me, but I've got to try it at least once. And I feel like I'm among friends here. And even though the song is grammatically incorrect, I still love it for all you grammar folks like me. Do you know where you're going to? Do you like the things that life is showing you? Where are you going to? Do you know? Do you get what you're hoping for? When you look behind you, there's no open door. What are you hoping for? Do you know? Once we were standing still in time, chasing the fantasies that fill our minds. You knew how I loved you, but my spirit was free, laughing at the questions that you once asked of me. Do you know where you're going to? Do you like the things that life is showing you? Where are you going to? Do you know? Now, looking back at all we planned, we let so many dreams just slip through our hands. Why must we wait so long before we see how sad the answers to those questions can be? Do you know where you're going to? Do you like the things that life is showing you? Where are you going to? Do you know? Do you get what you're hoping for? When you look behind you, there's no open door. What are you hoping for? Do you know? just always found that such a beautiful musical composition. The keyboard, the strings, everything is just the pinnacle of musical composition. And Diana's voice marries to that composition just flawlessly. So, Mahogany, 1975, Diana Ross, Billy Dee Williams, Anthony Perkins. That's on your homework list. Check that out. You can probably watch the whole movie on YouTube. I mean, you might have to pay a couple of bucks for it, or you might not. You never know. With YouTube, sometimes you get lucky. Here's another one of my favorite singers who just turned 70, I think, like this past week, if I'm not mistaken. And sing along, Adam. Do the Crystal Gale hair thing. Don't know when I've been so blue. Don't know what's come over you. You found someone new, and don't it make my brown eyes blue? I'll be fine when you're gone. I'll just cry all night long. Say it isn't true, and don't it make my brown eyes blue? Tell me no secrets, tell me some lies. Give me no reasons, give me alibis. Tell me you love me, and don't make me cry. Say anything, but don't say goodbye. I didn't mean to treat you bad. Didn't know just what I had, but honey, now I do. And don't it make my brown eyes, don't it make my brown eyes, don't it make my brown eyes blue? And don't it make my brown eyes, don't it make my brown eyes, don't it make my brown eyes blue? And don't it make my brown eyes, don't it make my brown eyes, don't it make my brown eyes blue? I came by my blue eyes the old-fashioned way. They come through my dad's side of the family. All of my dad's family, very tall, skinny as a rail, and beautiful blue eyes. Not a bad combination. I've always felt very blessed. It's funny, even when I was in grammar school, I have an older sister, so she had gone through the same school a few years before me. And then when I got into school, I was chatting with my teacher, I think in 3rd grade, and one of the 4th grade teachers was there. And my 3rd grade teacher introduced me to the other 4th grade teacher. And I said, oh, well, my sister had you as a teacher a few years ago. And she said, really? And I gave her my sister's name. She goes, no, you're not. And she goes, wait a minute. And she leaned down and she looked at my blue eye and she goes, yes, you are. And so, family trademark. All right, we got one song left in the barrel. Thank you so much for sticking around. I hope you've had a good time. Been able to kind of relax and enjoy a little music and been not too put off by all of my blathering. This last song, it's another Barbara Mandrell song, but it's sort of a country crossover song. Originally, it was a slow R&B song recorded by an artist named Luther Ingram. And it's one of those quintessential somebody's cheating on somebody songs. And you know, I love R&B music. It's probably my favorite genre of music. But I was never too crazy about Luther Ingram's rendition of it. He's a great singer, but not to be confused with James Ingram, who I adore. He passed away. But yeah, I couldn't really get into the Luther Ingram. But then Barbara Mandrell recorded it, and it's like, that's a recording I can get behind. So we're going to wrap this up. And some of you may have found yourself in this position before. I can't honestly say that I haven't, but I didn't do anything about it. I was a good guy. If loving you is wrong, I don't want to be right. If being right means living without you, I'd rather live wrong than right. Mama and Daddy say it's a shame, it's a downright disgrace. But as long as I got you by my side, I don't care what my people say. Friends tell me there's no future in loving a married man. If I can't see you when I want, I'll see you when I can. If loving you is wrong, I don't want to be right. If loving you is wrong, I don't want to be right. Am I wrong to fall so deeply in love with you, knowing you got a wife and 2 little children depending on you too? Am I wrong to hunger for the gentleness of your touch, knowing you got someone else at home who needs you just as much? Am I wrong to give my love to a married man? Am I wrong to try to hold on to the best thing I ever had? If loving you is wrong, I don't want to be right. If loving you is wrong, I don't want to be right. Am I wrong to give my love to a married man? Am I wrong for trying to hold on to the best thing I ever had? If loving you is wrong, I don't want to be right. Oh, if loving you is wrong, I don't want to be right. I don't want to be right if it means living without you. And I don't want to be right if it means sleeping alone. I don't want to be right if it means I gotta live without you. I don't want to be right if it means I'll be sleeping alone. I don't want to be right. Oh, I don't want to be right if it means sleeping alone. And that, ladies and gentlemen, wraps us for tonight for this edition of Tunes and Talk. So glad you joined us. Please come back next time. I try to crank one of these out roughly every other week. Sometimes sooner, sometimes later, but right now, since we can't get out and sing in public safely, hey, I'm happy just to sing here in my bathroom with you, invite you into my bathroom for an hour of tunes and talk. So stay safe as always. Please follow the rules. Get vaccinated if you can. If your priority tier comes up where you can do that, by all means, please do. And take care of yourselves and one another. We'll see you next time.